A phobia is an irrational fear of an object, situation, or living thing. While fear is a natural response to danger, phobias often occur in response to something unlikely to cause real harm. Phobias are characterized by significant distress and often lead to the person avoiding the source of their fear. A person who is experiencing a phobia that is interfering with their everyday life should consider undergoing treatment for their phobia, as outcomes for professional care are typically favorable. Number 5. Ablutophobia, fear of bathing. Ablutophobia is a fear of bathing, washing, or cleaning oneself. This phobia most often occurs in children and resolves with age, but can still be present in adults. People with ablutophobia avoid bathing and showering, which can lead to unpleasant body odor and sometimes subsequent social isolation. However, their fear of bathing and the anxiety they experience during bathing tends to be so extreme that these consequences pale in comparison. Ablutophobia may result from a traumatic event involving water, or a person being afraid of getting wet. In some cases, the phobia is related to aquaphobia, which is the fear of water. Number 4. Optophobia, fear of opening one's eyes. Optophobia is a fear of opening one's eyes. This fear can be extremely debilitating, as it is hard for an individual to carry out daily activities without opening their eyes. People with optophobia may prefer to stay indoors or in dimly lit areas. This phobia is usually associated with a generalized anxiety disorder. Like so many other phobias, this fear is usually the result of a traumatic incident. Number 3. Globophobia, fear of balloons. Globophobia is a fear of balloons. The level of fear varies from person to person and can range from avoiding being near balloons to avoiding places with balloons altogether. In some people, the fear is so great that even seeing a balloon on television triggers intense anxiety. This phobia can be especially hard for young children, as balloons are often present at children's birthday parties. Globophobia is usually brought on by a traumatic experience with a balloon as a child, such as a balloon popping and the noise frightening them. It can also be linked to a fear of clowns, or coulrophobia, as the two are often found together. Number 2. Isoptrophobia, fear of mirrors. Isoptrophobia is a fear of mirrors, sometimes also referred to as spectrophobia or catoptrophobia. People with this fear are unable to look at themselves in a mirror. This fear may also extend to any reflective surface. This fear may stem from superstitions about mirrors. For instance, a person may be afraid of breaking a mirror as they believe it will cause them bad luck. Others may fear that they will see something supernatural in a mirror, such as a ghost. In some cases, isoptrophobia develops from low self-esteem, where a person is ashamed of their physical appearance and therefore does not want to see it in a mirror. In some cases, it can lead to depression. Number 1. Vestiphobia, fear of clothing. Vestiphobia is a fear of clothing. For many people, this manifests as a fear of a specific garment. For others, it might come from a fear of tight-fitting clothing that causes them to feel restrained. In other cases, it is a fear of all clothing. Vestiphobia can arise from an allergy to a specific type of fabric or a traumatic event associated with a certain piece of clothing. For example, there have been cases where former soldiers develop a fear of military clothing.